Okay, this was not the best day in the market today, so we are going to start looking at Tesla first. Tesla, then the VIX. VIX went up today, so we need to take this into account. We have been watching the VIX go higher and higher, and this is never good. We are going to take a look at the stock indices, gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum. So Tesla first. So Tesla, against all odds, Tesla closed at 408.92, up $4.57, 1.13% higher, and post-market up by 28 cents. So this is really surprising because everything else is down. Everything else is down. So on Friday, Tesla came close to getting outside of this big bullish channel, came very close to getting outside of it. It started the day outside of it, but then closed inside. So our big bullish channel is intact. So this is a fact. Bullish channel right here, boom, boom, boom. This is intact. So Tesla is still bullish. Tesla is still bullish since April of this year. Still bullish. Today, we are continuing higher. So we opened at 398.74, went as high as 423. And then we cooled down and closed lower than 410.25. So 410.25 is a support now acting as resistance, but this is a support that we were watching. This was our congestion zone. Remember the congestion zone between 410.25 and 467.13. We were zigzagging. We lost it Thursday of last week. Friday. Today we tried to recover. We could not recover, but so we are still into our big bullish channel. We are not into our congestion zone. And this is really surprising. So Tesla is a lot stronger than everything else. So let's look at everything else. VIX. Okay, VIX, look at this, up 2.57. So VIX closed at 22.39. When the VIX is higher than 20, be careful. Don't get into any long positions and start trimming the current positions that you have. You start trimming. So VIX is at 22, and that's a pretty big jump. And we are trending higher with the VIX, trending higher. So the trend is not good. The trend is not looking good. When the VIX goes high, the stock market goes down. As a whole, yes, we can find a few things, a little bit of green here, a little bit of green here, but look at this, mainly red. So VIX is not looking good, so watch out with yes, this is live. I have some time at the end of the live to answer some questions, so put in your questions in the comments and I'll look at them when I'm finished talking. So now let's take a look at the stock indices. So, yes, of course, with the VIX like this is the impact. So on Friday, we closed above 47,039, closed above right there. And now we are closing lower. So we are entering back into a congestion zone that we were following some time ago, between 45,075 right here and 47,039. Boom. So we went outside of it, bounced on it, and now we are officially back into it. No stochastic over 60. Our technical indicators are turning bearish. So we are seeing the impact. So Dow Jones, we did not really see the impact last Friday because it stayed above 47,039. It stayed above. Now it's coming back in. So let's take a look at the SPX. So SPX, we were watching this bullish channel right here, which we were bouncing on. Bouncing on November 7th. Bouncing on last Friday. Today we are also bouncing on, but the bounces are getting a lot weaker. So now we have a red candle today. So SPX is down 0.92%. We are still bouncing on it. If you take a look at this, If I go on the 1 hour chart. So, you know, see, this is the bullish channel support. We are bouncing on it so far. It's not the biggest bounce in the world, but we are starting to, you know, look at stochastic. Stochastic is at 14. We need stochastic at over 60 in order to have any move up. So yeah, so we are seeing the impact also with SPX. Let's take a look at QQQ. Okay, QQQ had already came back into its congestion zone last week. So, you know, it went above, tried to stay above, now it's back into it. So this one was a precursor, I would say, to what's happening with Dow Jones today. NASDAQ also the same thing. We already are into the congestion zone. So, so the damage was done ahead of time. And Russell, it started to weaken a long time ago. A couple of weeks ago, it started to weaken in advance of SPX and Dow Jones. And now it's back to support at 23.25. So yeah, as we see, all of our stock indices have been impacted. So now let's take a look at gold and silver. Gold and silver, what's happening with them? So gold, I'm following Sprott Physical Gold Trust. So gold, not too bad. So we were making not too long ago some higher lows. And we had the flat resistance right here. We broke that and now we are retesting. So far gold is holding its grounds above 30 bucks, 30.57. It's holding its ground. There is no stochastic, so we don't see much bullish momentum, but at least it's suspended in mid-air. It's not falling down. Silver, pretty much the same thing. So the bullish channel that we have with silver is right here. This is the bullish channel. Went on the resistance side of the bullish channel, and now it's coming back down to the support side. We have some of our technical indicators are positive. We just lost stochastic R60, but we could be having some buying opportunities on gold and silver if they maintain themselves above support and if they start to show that they really want to bounce. So right now, I cannot really say that they want to bounce. They stopped, but they are not really bouncing. You know, when I want to see a bounce, I want to see some indication that we are making some higher highs, but right now we are just making lower highs. So even though we are still above support in those two instances, we are still not showing us that they are not showing us that there's any bullish momentum. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum also. So Bitcoin, okay. Look at this, Bitcoin at 91,975 right now. So we kind of knew that once we broke 98,094 right here, once we broke that, we said next stop is 88,921 right here. So we are on our way there, sorry to say. So we are, and we are into a downward trend. You know, the downward trend has been in play. The top was on October 6th. This was the top. Then we had a lower high. And then this is what determined this bearish channel. And we have been into this bearish channel ever since. So before, you know, you can buy Bitcoin at any point in time if you want. But right now we are into a downward channel. And when a stock or any instrument is into a downward channel, then we should let it fall down. This is my personal opinion. This is not financial advice. You do your own research, you make your own decisions. But when something is trending down, maybe it's not the time to buy it. If Ferraris are trending down in price, the collectibles, maybe it's not the time to buy one. Maybe you let the prices fall, stabilize. So they stop falling, they stabilize. And after they have stabilized, then they start to inch higher. That's the most probable trades. The most successful trades you can do is when something stops dropping, stops going sideways. Then the only direction that remains is that it's going to start to go up. So yeah, so Bitcoin continuing down into its downward trend. So we should expect it to continue going down. This is what this means. Ethereum, same thing, same pattern. You see it? Same pattern, different numbers. Same pattern, different numbers. Ethereum is a bit of a laggard compared to Bitcoin in terms of the pattern. So 3058. We stopped at 57, 53 right here. We stopped there for a couple of weeks, I would say. Then now today we are starting to lose that one right here. So next stop for Ethereum is going to be 2734. 2734. And yeah, it is still into a downward trend. So we should expect it to continue down until it gets outside of this downward trend. Boom. Then here we are going to say, okay, the downward trend is over. We are not going to necessarily say we are going higher, but we are going to say we have stopped going down. Then, as I said, then let's say that this is where Ethereum is going to come out of this downward trend. Then it's going to zigzag a while. And then it's going to start showing us that it wants to go higher. So maybe the time to get back in will be 33.53. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. We can only notice things after the fact. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Even if some pretend to know, they don't know. So, but it could be lower. It could be right here that it's going to start to do this and then do this. And at that point, if this is what happens at that point, at that number, then we are going to say, okay, at 23, 27, it's the time to buy. So we don't predict, we follow. The market knows. And even though we can try to understand the market and predict the market, I don't predict the market. I don't predict the market. I just notice what the market is doing. And when it stops going down, it's quite easy to see. It's breaking one line. And if it stops going sideways, it's quite easy to see. It's breaking one line. So this is what we do on this channel. We don't predict. Tesla is going to be at $600 in March. It's easy to say this. It's easy to say this, and nobody will remember in March. So this is not what we do on this channel. So yeah, that's it. Let me summarize before going to some questions. So Tesla is really surprising, as I said, really surprising. We are up 1%. So something is happening. You know, the market is dropping, but Tesla is up 1%. Why? We can try to find some news to understand why, but this is a fact. It is a fact. We are up 1.13%. So let me take a look at the questions very quickly before we close this live. And I'm going to do this live. Well, I do a live every single day after the close so that we can look at the state of the market. And we have, if you become a member at the private Discord level, YouTube member, then we are discussing not only Tesla, gold, Ethereum, blah, blah. We are discussing all of these stocks. We are discussing all of these. So, you know, we are discussing unicorns. So we are looking for buy signals on the daily chart for Apple, Nvidia, Federal Express, AMD, Palantir, Amazon, Microsoft. We have so many stocks. So we don't need to rely only on Tesla. Okay, will Tesla break 450 this week? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. If you take a look at the rate of ascent right here, this is a previous rate of ascent for Tesla when it went from 410.25 to 467. If you take the same rate of ascent and put it tomorrow, it would mean that December 19th, if Tesla uses the same rate of ascent, by December 19th, we would still be under 467. The 450 is not that important. It's not an important number. What is an important number is 467, because 467 is a number where sellers overpower the buyers. Sellers overpower the buyers at 467. So the real question is, when are we going to break 467? We could be getting up to 467 and caving in. The real question is, when are we going to break 467 so that we can really continue retesting, yes, the all-time high for Tesla at 484 right here, but more importantly, we want, let me just lower this down, we want to retest previous resistance, this one right here at 530 bucks. This is where we want to go. So in order to go there, we need to break 467. So if we have a regular rate of ascent, maybe by Christmas we are going to reach 467, but then again, are we going to cross it? We are only going to know when we cross it, when it happens, and we are going to be there to notice it and then take action. So let me see if there are some other questions before we end this. Yeah, utilities. Let's take a look at those utilities. XLU. Yeah, XLU, look at this, 0.9%. And what's providing a better return right now are the biotechs and utilities. So it seems like I don't know, people might be fed up by those other sectors. We've looked at this yesterday during our Tesla Weekly Live. We've looked at this at all of the sectors from the weekly chart perspective, but that's an interesting observation. Am I too late for Meta stock talk? Well, we only talk about Meta on Discord. We only talk about Tesla here every single day. So you need to join as a YouTube member. Looks like let me see here. Looks like 398 is a good support, planning to go long if it drops to 398. Of course, we'll check the price action in the 5-minute chart at the open. 398. Let's take a look here, and this will be the last question. Yes. So, we have support. Look at this right here. We have support at 396. So I would almost use 396.17. I am on the 1-hour chart of Tesla, and this is the low we had last Friday. This is the low we had, and it was retested pretty close. I guess this is why you are using 398 right here with this candle. But because this one is so very close, why not use 396? So, and that 396 is right there, very close to the bullish channel support. So, is it the time to buy Tesla stock? Well, that's the big question. In order to buy Tesla, we need to have stochastic over 60. We are having it on the 1-hour chart. So we are having it on the 1-hour chart. So there could be, not today, because today we are still into this downward channel. So Tesla is still into a downtrend. a smaller downtrend. We are still into it, so it's not the time to buy anything when we are into a downtrend. But we are so close to getting outside of it that maybe tomorrow we are going to get outside of it. So getting outside of the downtrend is one thing. Then we could get stuck here under 411 and 420. So to be sure, we would need to close above 420. So if we close above 420.46 tomorrow on the 1 hour chart, most likely stochastic is going to be over 60. So that would be a nice entry for a nice swing. And the ultimate test is going to be 467. So if you want to trade something tomorrow, maybe there's a trade there. Of course, we are going to look at it during the day on Discord. If you become a YouTube member at the private Discord level, this is what we are looking at. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. Click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.